All right, welcome to the second video. So once again, we have the same two examples as we did in the first video. In fact, you can go back and look at all the work we already did in the first video. But now we're finding the x and y intercepts. Now for example one, it's actually quite easy. We can use the table itself. So for the y-intercept, remember y-intercept is always going to be 0 comma some value. So we just look at the table and see, okay, when x is 0, what's my y value? In this case, it's -1, and then I'm done. I don't need to do anything else. I don't need to do any calculations. I'm told right there. All right, let's switch to maybe this lime green. For the x coordinates, it's the same thing, right? It's always going to be some value, comma, 0, and then some value, comma, 0. Now with this, we'll always have a y coordinate. X coordinates, we could have 2, we could have 1, we could have none at all. So we'll see what each of those cases, or we won't see what each of those cases look like, but here we can see that we actually have one value where my y is 0 here, and a second value, so that's -1 and 3. So I would do -1 on the left and 3 on the right, just like that. And now I'm done. So that's example 1. That's pretty easy. But what happens if I have a harder table, like example 2? Notice that I don't have any zeros anywhere for the x's or the y's. Excuse me. So what I'm going to have to do is use my equation. Now, if you need a refresher, so this was the equation we found in video 1. Kind of see how it lines up there. If you need a refresher, go back and watch that video if you're not sure how to get the equation. But once we have the equation, we can use it to find both the x and y intercepts. Let's start with the y-intercept. So you remember how I said that our y-intercept is always going to be 0 comma some value, right? Some x value. What we can do is we can replace this x with 0. And when I do that, I get y is equal to 3 times the absolute value of 0 plus 7 minus 5. And now I just solve it out. So this is y is equal to 3 times the absolute value of 7 minus 5. Well, the absolute value is just 7, so that's basically 3 times 7 minus 5. And then that's y is equal to 21 minus 5. Y is equal to 16. And so it's 0 comma 16. So that's how I find my my y-intercept. To find my x-intercepts, it works the same way. I'm going to do, maybe this time I'll do it in lime green works as well. Now, just for some space, I'm going to come over. I don't like the lime green, actually. I'm going to do orange works. All right. So we'll come over here, and same thing, because like we said, in this case, we have some number, comma, 0. Our y values are 0. All right, and we're trying to solve for the x, so I would just say 0 is equal to 3 times the absolute value of x plus 7 minus 5, like that. Now I'm going to add 5 and add 5 to both sides. So that's 5 is equal to 3 times the absolute value of x plus 7. All right. Then I'm going to divide by 3, and I get 5/3 is equal to the absolute value of x plus 7. Okay, and then just like we do before, we can split into 2, and we are going to have to deal with some fractions. So this would be 5/3 is equal to x plus 7, and 5/3 is equal to negative x minus 7. All right, and then from here, minus 7, so 5/3 minus, and that's 7 just becomes 21/3. Is equal to x, which is equal to 5 minus 21 is 4 minus 20, which is negative 16/3. And then this becomes plus 7, so that is negative x is equal to 5/3 plus 21/3. That's negative x is equal to 26/3. So x is equal to negative 26/3. 3. And so then we can take those values. That was a lot of work because I wanted to make sure I got all my steps in. Negative 16 over 3 and negative 26 over 3. I'll put the negative 26 over 3 on the left side here, and the negative 16 over 3 on the right side here like this. I always kind of put the lower x-coordinate on the left and higher one on the right, and that's it.